What's highlighted by the whole workshop that we've been experiencing here in Graz as well is how there are so many different models of CLIL and how complex it is in a way. And that's why it seems to me absolutely essential at this point that we kind of take stock and identify as clearly as we can what CLIL is about and the possible ways that we can move things forward in our own countries. And in order to do that, I think the framework is essential because it'll enable us to have a basis for dialogue with our colleagues across Europe so that we can move things forward, but also within our own countries to think of how we can adapt things to our own situations. That's basically how I see, the importance of the actual document.
Yes, because it's true that people have been working for many years now, colleagues teaching CLIL with very little training and a great amount of bravery, because they will just do what they can to make this work, and it's very hard work for them. And I'm delighted that this framework is now being born at long last, because we're moving on. For me it's a major step really, that we're now moving towards a definition of the multiple competencies that are needed for teaching CLIL. And I think that, as you said, it's a European framework which will be created. Each country will have to adapt to, or each area, each region will have to adapt to its particular situation. But I think it's also very important for Europe to be moving forward on this point. And we're going beyond the basic considerations of how we can fit it into the timetable and who has enough language to do it, to how can it be done well.
And I think it'll also help in our own institutions and more widely within our own countries in making the case for CLIL. Certainly I feel that that's one of the things that will need to happen to a greater extent in the UK situation. Having a framework that is recognised and agreed upon internationally, I think will mean that people have to pay more attention to it, really.
Yeah. Well, in France we have what we call sections européennes, which are a particular form of CLIL, like for example in Italy they have modules. Ours is spread over the weekly timetable. It's not taught in one block. But for me this is very important because I've been training initial trainees for several years now on the basics of CLIL teaching, and this is going to be really heaven sent, because it's going to be not only is it going to help us train them better, but it's also going to be a tool for argumentation. Why do we think that such and such an element is important for CLIL training?